from the Bahamas at the Hilton Hotel. Dare to be great with creator and host, master motivator Spence Findlayson. And now, here's Spence Findlayson.
Welcome to Dare to be Great. My guest today is Neki Mohan, weekend anchor and reporter at Channel 10 WPLG in South Florida. Welcome to Dare to be Great.
Thank you for having me.
Good to have you here, Neki. Now, Neki, you were born in New York but raised in Trinidad. How did this shape your life?
Oh, tremendously, tremendously. My both parents are Trinidadian. I was born in New York, and when I was around 3, unfortunately, they were going through a divorce. And, you know, my grandmother just came and scooped me up.
Wow, took you
back.
You
know, she scooped me up. And plus I was a small child and frail child, and I was always sick. And you know Caribbean grandparents, they're like, you need some sun,
right? You
need some good dumpling,
yes,
and you need to be back in Trinidad.
Wonderful.
And, you know, and I had a choice as a child. My mother lived in the United States, and she worked very hard and sent money home to help to support the family.
Yes.
But I had a choice. I'd come up to New York every summer, and they would say, where do you want to live? And I would, no question. I always picked going back to Trinidad for the summer.
Good stuff.
And, you know, just being around, you know, my wonderful grandparents, my heritage, and just a lot of people that looked like me.
Right.
Just I think it made all the difference in the world for me, actually.
Exactly. Interesting. Now, after graduating from the University of Maryland, your first job was at the ABC in Washington, in D.C., where you assisted some legends in the business like Ted Koppel, David Brinkley, and of course the late Peter Jennings. Can you describe for us the benefits for your career that you got from working with these legendary figures?
Yeah, and speak about initiation by fire. You know, I worked in the Washington Bureau right around when Bill Clinton was coming into office. So, you know, I had the opportunity to work on World News Tonight, the Washington side.
Yes.
And I also worked on Nightline, which was done out of Washington with Ted Koppel.
Okay.
And Sam Donaldson, which did prime time. You never know who's on the other end of the phone. It could be the White House. It could be somebody on the street, but there was just a sense of professionalism. You know, I was someone that grew up outside of this country, didn't know much about the political process. I studied political science at University of Maryland and was fortunate to intern in Washington. So being able to work and to see it firsthand from the very best of the best was just mind-blowing. I worked 60 hours a week. I only worked there 10 months, but I worked 60 hours a week. I covered an election. You know, I covered the aftermath of the election. It was just amazing. I covered part of what was going on in the Gulf with Nightline. And it was just an amazing opportunity. People didn't see me for 10 months because I did work 60 hours a week. But I think it solidified that this is what I really wanted to do with my life. And it set the pace and it set the bar for everything else that I would do.
And it was set pretty high.
Yeah, and they're extremely hardworking. You don't get to where the David Brinkleys and the Peter Jennings get to in this world without being the best. But if they saw that you were someone that was willing, that was hardworking, they were very generous with their time and very generous with their advice. Peter Jennings took me to the MTV inauguration ball for Bill Clinton.
Really?
After working with him all day and just taking nothing but abuse, because he was extremely hardworking. And Ted Koppel always took time to talk to us at the end of the show. Very dedicated people. And you know, I just have nothing but fond memories. Carol Simpson, who's a pioneer, especially as a woman of color.
Woman of color, yes.
Always sat down at the beginning of her day and go, what do you think about what's going on in the news? And
so you were really engaged. They had you really engaged.
When you work at the network level, whether you're delivering mail or whether you're the president of the network, you have to work as a team, and you're all part of that team. And everybody is a representative of that team. So everyone works together, and that's the only way you can do it.
Yeah, exactly. Teamwork, huh? Now, the American publisher Henry Luce said, I became a journalist to come as close as possible to the heart of the world. Why did you choose journalism as a career?
Because I wanted to see the world. And I think that growing up in Trinidad, my grandfather was he was a runner. He had seen the world as an athlete. He's in the Hall of Fame in Trinidad. And he traveled on ships. They didn't fly to meet Pan Am Games then. Every morning he sent me to the street corner to pick up the paper. And when we got home, he taught me how to read on the paper. So from a very young age,
you were interested.
I read news. I used to run around the house pretending I was Kermit the Frog on Sesame Street
From
News.
way back.
From the time I could speak.
Wow.
And the time I could talk, and you know, it was part of who I was, and it was no question in my mind that I was going to be a journalist. It broadened. I mean, you know, little girl growing up in Belmont, Trinidad, from a very young age, I knew that I wanted to see the world, and this is the way I was going to do it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, you believe in mentoring.
Yes, strongly believe that.
What advice can you give to the thousands of young people in the Bahamas and in the Caribbean who may be watching this show right now and who have an interest in a career in journalism?
Yeah.
What advice can you give to them?
I think actually that, you know, journalism isn't a job, it's a lifestyle. And just you know, from a young age, I wrote in a diary and I recorded stuff. And that's all it is. I go out every day and I record what I see and what I do. They have so many more resources than I did. Everyone now has a camera, whether it be on their phone.
Right.
They have access to Facebook and the internet. I think they have to be true to learn the fundamentals of the profession. I think they have to, you know, to use the resources they have in front of them. And to break into the business, it is difficult in any place. But I think that anyone that sees that you're willing to work harder than the rest, that you're willing to, we don't get a lot of holidays or weekends. I still work weekends, 20 years into my career.
So you're always on call.
You're always on call. And I think that, you know, this is a calling. You know, Soledad O'Brien from CNN got the call about the Japan earthquake, and she was on vacation in the Bahamas with her husband, or actually in Puerto Rico, I think. And she left her husband in Puerto Rico and went to Japan.
That's dedication.
Right.
That's
and
dedication.
Sometimes your family doesn't understand it. Sometimes the people around you don't understand it. But you know in your heart this is what you were born to do. And you do it, and you do it well, because every day you're writing the history book of tomorrow, and you're holding people's reputation in your hands, and it's a very important job, and you have to be committed to it. And you know, like I said, it's a calling; it's not a job.
It is a calling. Now, the former President Richard Nixon, I love this quote from him. I want to share it with you. He's speaking about greatness, and he says, "The greatness comes not when things go always good for you, but the greatness comes when you're really tested, when you take some knocks, some disappointments, when sadness comes. Because only if you've been in the deepest valley can you ever know how magnificent it is to be in the highest mountain." Former President Richard Nixon. What is your definition of greatness?
My definition of greatness, wow. I think that it's one of these things where I think that a person that's, I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of people and see a lot of people who've accomplished many things. I think that a person who is great, or someone in society is lucky enough to be considered as great, never thinks of themselves as great, you know?
Right.
But
it's the people outside what they see.
But they use, you know, the resources and the opportunities they have to continue to do what they do well, and somewhere along the line help others with it. Because I think a lot of times it's not, you know, you can only have so many awards, and what kind of legacy is that?
Right.
But I think the true legacy in your life is really how many people do you touch and how many lives do you change. And that is, that to me is greatness.
Just great stuff. Now, Trinidad and Tobago has produced some of the world's most notable athletes and performers, like Brian Lara, Otto Bolden. Someone I know well. Someone you know well. Whitney Phipps, Hazley Crawford, the former Prime Minister Eric Williams, Jeffrey Holder, Billy Ocean, Tatiana Ali, Patrick Manning, Heather Headley, Miss Universe Wendy Fitzwilliam, Foxy Brown.
Don't forget Janelle Penny Commission.
Commission, exactly. And Nicki Minaj.
Yes.
Just to name a few.
Yes.
Growing up, who were some of your major influences?
Yeah, well, definitely Eric Williams. That's undoubtedly. I started my day with my grandfather saying, "The future of the nation's in your book bag." And here you have a 4- and a 5-year-old child looking at her book bag and go, "The future of the nation can fit in this book bag? Really?" You know? And that's what you said, you know, growing up.
Right.
Janelle Penny Commission lived next door to my best friend.
Really?
Growing up. So I saw her every day. And I think that having a sense, growing up in the Eric Williams era, you had a real sense of nationalism and a sense of the only way we were going to be great as a nation is that if we all did this together and we all did this right. So I'd have to say that you know, the teachings and the speeches and just living under the Eric Williams generation. That was a huge, huge impact on my life. And then, you know, I went to a great school. I went to Holy Name Convent. I had great mentors.
Great Catholic school?
Yeah, I had great mentors everywhere that I looked. I think in Trinidad, you know, one of the things that I appreciated was that I always looked around and there were people like me in power, people like me teaching, and people
That's a good feeling.
Expected a lot. So when I moved to this country at 17 and, you know, it was like, well, you're a minority. I was like, really? News to me. News to me, I couldn't do something, you know? I never felt inferior, ever. And we didn't have a lot. You know, now I look back and I say, boy, we were really poor.
Really, yeah.
But no, I think that, I think having that confidence and knowing that as long as I did what I was supposed to do, get the education, and, you know, everything you need is out there.
Yes.
You know, there's a Buddhist saying, and you know, when the student is ready,
the teacher will appear.
The teacher presents itself.
Yes.
And it's a true saying. It is really, really a true saying. I think that, you know, as you encourage people to follow their dream, you know, sometimes other people will not believe in it. I always tell the students I mentor, it's the reason it's your dream.
You have to believe in it.
You have to believe in it. You have to believe in yourself. And you have to stay the course.
Good stuff, good stuff. Now, there was a great CBS anchor, Dan Rather.
Yes.
He said this, he said, be careful. Journalism is more addictive than crack cocaine. Your life can get out of balance.
Yes.
How do you balance your work and your family time?
You know, you have to be with a partner in your life that is understanding and that understands why you do what you do, that this is not a job. You just didn't clock in at 9 and leave at 5, but it's a calling, and that, you know, it's a big part of what you do. But you also learn to make every moment matter. You know, yes. There are no normal weeks for me. And if I have a moment or an hour or two with my 3-year-old, we're going to do something fabulous. We're going to go have a good time. And when I'm home, I'm with her. I'm home with her.
You're home. You're not home and somewhere else in your mind.
Right.
Yeah.
I just try to make every matter count. I try to stay in the moment.
In the moment. Good stuff.
And make it happen. Because sometimes, you know, I do work on Christmas, you know, but I also, you know, have other great opportunities, you know, and I take her to be part of those opportunities. And, you know, it's going to be like no other life I could have imagined. I couldn't have imagined this life for myself. Wow. And I try to help her understand that too, and to communicate.
Wow, good
you
stuff.
know?
Good
so
stuff.
It's important.
Wow. That's a fitting note. We'll be right back after these messages.
You've been watching Dare to Be Great from the Bahamas with Master Motivator Spence Finlayson. For speaking engagements, seminars, workshops, retreats, and conferences, please call 242-364-4011. Dare to Be Great.
Going back to the island, I say, don't worry, mama, don't cry. Come on.
Oh, hi, Miss Stacy.
Hi, honey, how you doing?
I'm fine.
Wonderful. Don't look so shocked. I need to go somewhere. You can help me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I want to go to Zoomer, Long Island, Crocodile and Auckland, Meguana, Naugua, Lutra, Freeport, and Ragged Island. Look here, I ain't going to Chicago this time. Y'all can take me there.
Okay.
Okay.
I can book you. Which island you going to?
You look like you from Long Island. Let's try that first.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Miss Stacy, you booked to Long Island.
Thank you so much. Only the sun covers the Bahamas. Better, well, I was kidding. That's that and that's music. But anyway, unless it's one family. Bahamas here, they'll take me there.
Call us at 377-5505 or visit our sales offices in Oaksfield, Palmdale, Georgetown, and Freeport.
Take advantage of the Bahamas Air March Madness special. Travel to the Family Island or Florida starting as low as $49.99 one way. Restrictions apply.
Now we would like to send a few shout-outs to some of our regular viewers. Mr. George Darville, the Hilton Hotel staff, Wendy Godfrey, Olga Forbes, Jason Moxie, Cayman Islands Grand Lodge, Alpheus and Dawn Finlayson, and Vaclav Bastian.
All roads lead to Bahamas Business Solutions Limited Copy Center. Bahamas Business Solutions Limited offers extensive service for individuals and businesses seeking an outlet for all of your document, copying, scanning, printing, design, and binding requirements. copying, legal, banking, and architectural materials, to printing brochures, bulletins, and programs. All printing done on industry-leading Xerox equipment. Bahamas Business Solutions Limited, only authorized distributor and a service provider for Xerox in the Bahamas. All roads lead to Bahamas Business Solutions Limited.
Going back to the island, I say, don't worry, mama, don't cry. Come on.
Oh, hi, Miss Stacy.
Hi, honey. How you doing?
I'm fine.
Wonderful. Don't look so shocked. I need to go somewhere. You can help me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I want to go to Exuma, Long Island, Crooked Island, Auckland, Maguana, Nahua, Lutra, Freeport, and Ragged Island. Look here, I ain't going to cargo this time. Y'all can take me there.
Okay.
Okay.
I can book you. Which island you going to?
You look like you from Long Island. Let's try that first.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Miss Stacy, you booked to Long Island.
Thank you so much. Only the sun covers the Bahamas. Better, well, I was gonna, that's sadness music. But anyway, unless it's one family. Bahamas here, they'll take me there.
Call us at 377-5505 or visit our sales offices in Oaksfield, Palmdale, Georgetown, and Freeport.
Take advantage of the Bahamas Air March Madness special. Travel to the Family Island or Florida starting as low as $49.99 one way. Restrictions apply.
At Virgo Car Rental, there's only one number to remember, $39.99. Choose from compact or mid-size cars, and they're all just $39.99. And passenger vans that are $59.99. Also, with daily, weekly, and monthly rates available, you can enjoy even more savings. Visit us at any one of our convenient locations or enjoy our courtesy shuttle pickup and drop-off service to all hotels and to the airport. Virgo Car Rental. It's where you drive the best for less.
You've been watching Dare to Be Great from the Bahamas with Master Motivator Spence Finlayson. For speaking engagements, seminars, workshops, retreats, and conferences, please call 242-364-4011. Dare to Be Great.
Get more talk time for less money with VTC postpaid packages. More talk, more minutes, more ways.
Dare to Be Great TV show is sponsored by the following companies: Bahamas Air, the Western Resort and Spa in Hollywood, Florida, Dollar Rent-A-Car, Fernandez Plumbing, Emerald Ridge Mortuary and Monument Company, Henry F. Stowe Electric, Davis Transmission, and the Phoenix Institute.
I go to a lot of meetings. And when I can, I like to bring the family along so we can have some time to really unwind and enjoy the moment together. It's great to be in a place where everything you want is right there. And all you need to do is let it happen. The Westin Diplomat is the perfect place for me, because when my workday is done, the other part of my day is just beginning. The part that really matters.
For me, there's nothing better than just kicking back after a long day. Then I like to be pampered, treated like a queen. The best part is the feeling I get with friends when I know that this is a time that nobody will ever take away from me. And when I wake up, I'm totally refreshed and ready to start all over again.